Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos 12 to 24 hours early, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. Guys, I have to confess, every year I dread the day that Monat releases its income disclosure statement. It fills me with terror every time because I know it is when the truth will be revealed and we will have to confront the reality of how much more successful Monat distributors are than us. After all, we know for a fact that everybody in Monat is making like so much money, and basically everyone has a fully paid for Cadillac from Monat because it is extremely easy to earn. How could it not be? They're like the number one hair care brand or whatever, and that is completely due to the quality of the product, okay? Their shampoo to this day is widely considered to be the most effective hair removal shampoo out there for those who want to go from healthy, full hair to dry, thin hair ravaged with breakage that is totally not breakage. It's new little baby hairs growing in, because that is literally how hair works. And it's not Monat's fault that you're too stupid and uneducated to understand hair science. That's not all though, okay? Monat has a wellness line too, because when you observe a shampoo that makes people's hair fall out, it's only natural to ask, does this company have products that I can ingest? And if so, how the fuck do I sign up for it? I mean, like, how else are you gonna stay healthy? Like, you totally cannot trust pharmaceutical companies, okay? They're just in it for the cash, unlike Monat and the diet supplement industry, which of course give away their products for free. Sounds truly life-changing. It's the kind of opportunity where you can live your best dream life, especially if that dream is finding a way to have an absolute torrent of money leaving your pocket in literally a figurative current, a flow. If you're ready to manifest our caddies together, then throw your keys on the passenger seat, glue in those Dollar Tree extensions, and let's go. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm sorry. I have to check something. Is he gone? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So, okay, my name is Jameson, and I'm living my best life, okay? Now, don't even worry about the income disclosure, because that's literally, you guys, it's literally just a number, which means it's confusing, and it literally doesn't matter, okay? You guys, literally all that matters is that it feels like you're making money, right? Sure. They might say some like really complicated math stuff like, oh, you gotta subtract the expenses from your income dumpster to get your fishnet profit. If that's true, how do I literally get paid 5 times a month, you guys? I literally just got a check from Monat for 37 cents. All you need to do is buy your starter kit, okay? And not having any money is literally not an excuse. Seriously, you guys, I don't want to hear it. Literally make it happen. You could donate plasma, okay? You could pawn your iPod Classic, okay? I literally don't even know how to install iTunes now, okay? You could charge it to a credit card. You could charge it to Mac's credit card and hope he doesn't read his statement, you guys. There are literally so many options. Listen, I love you guys literally so much, and I have never called any of you ugly bitches behind your back just because you wouldn't buy the starter kit that has actual products in it, because you're literally so trashy, except for Nay. Okay, you guys, I think I hear Mac coming back. So, like, it's literally Return of the Mac, you guys. Okay, I have a date with the Jewel Pod in my phone. DM me, you ugly bitches. Last year I made like $20. So get on it. Okay, love you. Bye. Aliens that you've been living under. Why does it smell like cheap cologne in here? Was someone here? Anyway, sorry. I just got off the phone with my bank. Like I had some fraudulent charges on my credit card. It's just like, it's such a mystery. Anyway, now I don't know what you're thinking, but if I had to guess, you're probably wondering the same thing as I was when I went to check the 2021 income disclosure. And that is, well, it looked super awesome last year. I wonder if it's equally or more awesome this year. And by awesome, I mean not great. And by not great, I mean shitty. And by shitty, I mean the most pathetic, hopeless, opportunity bereft thing to come along since the invention of holes with fire in them for depositing money into. Well, let me assure you, things are so different in this 2021 statement. You see, for 2020, the lowest rank, which is called market partner, was 92.26% of all Monat distributors, and they earned a median of $0 per year, which is approximately $0 per hour, if you don't include any expenses. But things have really changed, okay? It is a whole different ball game, because in 2021, the lowest rank was 93.36% of the company. That's up from 1.1% from 2020. And they are seriously ballin' now, okay? They earned a median of $21 for the whole year. Have you ever even like seen $21 in person, like all at once? Me neither. It's probably difficult for you to wrap your head around like the concept of that much money. So let me break it down in terms of what the hourly rate would be if Monat were a full-time job. I mean, the distributors always work way more than even full-time hours, but we'll just assume it's just basic 40 hours full-time. That gives us a median of 1 cent per hour for 93.36% of Monat distributors. Wow. I'm just green with jealous rage, you guys. I mean, granted, if my boss gave me a raise of 1 cent year over year, I would slap him in the face. But maybe this is that whole like gratitude, monatitude thing. I don't know. Just make sure you never, ever, under any circumstances, think for any length of time about the fact that the minimum cost to become a Monat distributor is $199, because while you can technically start for $99, you still eventually have to buy a product pack because they require you to do that within 30 days. So contrary to what many distributors might say, you actually cannot start Monat for only $99. And yes, you heard that correctly. The starter kit package does not include a product package. It only includes little tiny samples and marketing materials, which makes the constant claims that the starter kits and product packs are a great value because all the incredible products you get that don't always make your hair fall out a little bit suspect. This means that the median for the lowest rank would actually be negative $178 because these income disclosures never take expenses into account. Not that the distributors ever do either, because why would you waste your time doing something ridiculous like adding up your income versus expenses? Don't you understand that these distributors are literally business owners? Okay, they have to do important business things. They don't have time for activities like adding up your income versus expenditures. So in actuality, for the lowest rank, which is 93.36% of the company, the median as an hourly rate was a loss of almost 8 cents per hour when the cost of the cheapest product pack is factored in, which is a required purchase to participate as a distributor. For a lot of people, it's like, why would you have any reason to try to rank up any farther than that when you're already being so generously compensated? That's a fair point, because I guarantee you can search any job listing site and you simply are not going to find any other job where you can lose almost 8 cents every hour. I don't think any of those people are here though, because we're very special and exceptional, okay? 93.36% never rank up past market partner. So, I mean, it's a really good thing that we're not 93.36% of people. If you manage to do better than 93 out of 100 people who join Monat, your first rung on the ladder to being the sort of person that many people would describe as just the worst is going to be as a managing market partner, the ranks of which account for 3.26% of Monat distributors. Has this role changed since 2020? It sure has. In 2020, the median annual income for the managing market partner was $1,815, or approximately 87 cents per hour. In 2021, that has dropped by 7% to a median annual income of $1,686, or 81 cents per hour. I'm pretty sure this is part of Monat's whole being of service gratitude program thing, showing Monat is really doing their part to battle against inflation. Now, it's important to note that this rank is where you're starting to build a downline. And in order to be eligible to receive any earnings from having a downline, you have to meet a minimum of 200 PV per month, which is, $200 in sales of Monat products, or more realistically, you just buy $200 of Monat products to stuff in your garage or whatever. So if we calculate it using the hater method, where we actually subtract the expenses from the income instead of just relying on the fact that it totally feels like we're making money, well, that gives us a net loss of $714 annually, or an hourly loss of 34 cents per hour, which I, once again, guarantee you will not find at any other opportunity. That all sounds great, but what if we're the kind of person who has this weird preference for making money by working instead of losing money by working? Because I'm sorry, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick, and we're definitely going to outperform 96.62% of Monat distributors to rank up to the associate market builder rank, which is 1.52% of Monat distributors. This is another rank where Monat really is demonstrating their commitment to fighting against rampant inflation, okay? With a median annual income dropping 4% from $3,885 or $1.87 per hour in 2020 to $3,739 in 2021, which is equivalent to $1.80 per hour as a full-time hourly wage. The last time an hourly wage would have been legal for most workers dumb enough to work a 9-to-5 was 1968. Break this, shake it, money. The original was that year, 1968, not the Billy Idol cover, which much to my boomer mother's dismay, I only recently learned was a cover. Go figure, Tommy James and the Shondells. Yeah, when I said that to my mom, like I learned it like last year, and I'm like, I didn't know that the Billy Idol version of Moni Moni was a cover. And she like kind of looked at me like, and I could just tell that, like, that face, like that when baby boomers make that face, that's their brain going, not groovy. Like, you just got labeled not groovy. The original's actually better too. Has a nicer groove to it. Now Billy Idol's version just seems like very straight-laced. We still have to do our hater math though, okay? Which means that the income after the PV requirement of 200 PV per month in order to actually receive any money based on our downline performance is actually a median of $1,339 per year, which is like $2 more than being elite. So I'm just saying, do you see how incredible this rank is? The median income after the absolute minimum expenses for the first time at this rank above 96.62% of the company is not negative. Assuming that you only buy the minimum $200 in Monat products that you need and nothing else with no other expenses. Incredible. That's just under 65 cents per hour, which is enough to buy a first-class US postage stamp and still have 5 cents left over. Amazing. For some people who don't dream with the lid off, it might seem unthinkable to outperform 98.14% of the company to rank up again. Luckily, those people are not us, because we took plenty of notes during the speech that Mel Robbins gave at Mod Nations 2021. Okay, we're gonna manifest our way to becoming a market builder, which is a rank held by just 0.44% of distributors. Oof. For this rank, it has increased by a whopping 1% in median income because, I don't know, Monat just wants the top 2% to get more money, I guess. In 2020, the median annual income for the market builder rank was $5,964, which rose to an astonishingly generous $6,020 in 2021, an hourly equivalent being $2.89. So you're totally doing better than if you were a server and you somehow made no tips at all whatsoever. Of course, hater math strikes again. So it's actually $3,620 or $1.74 per hour. So you'd actually make more being a server even if you got no tips at all whatsoever. Oh, is that still not enough of a windfall for you, you greedy people? Well, you can rank up to being a managing market builder, okay? Assuming that you can outperform the 98.6% of distributors we've already discussed and join the 0.79% of the company that is at this rank. This rank is absolutely ballin'. Okay, they have a median annual income of $9,095, which is an hourly wage of $4.37 per hour, because it's always 1991 somewhere, right? Oof, that's an increase of 12% from 2020, though. I mean, it's over 9,000. After performing our hater math, that works out to $6,695 annually, or $3.22 per hour as an hourly wage. According to my calculations, on that income, you should be aiming to pay $186 a month or less for your rent or mortgage, which is like more than enough money to sleep like on the sidewalk. All right, next rank though. Are you ready to earn that caddy though? It's a dream that I have totally always had, and certainly not one that I started claiming to have only after I joined Monat. Are you excited? Are you excited? Well, settle down, because it's not this rank. It's the next rank after this one. When you've successfully beaten 99.4% of distributors, you rank up to associate market mentor. There might be room at the top for everyone, but just because there's enough room doesn't mean they're invited, okay? And this isn't even the top. This is the middle. And just 0.32% of distributors have this rank. Here's where big money starts flowing. Are you ready? The median annual income at this level, $17,519. That's up 30% from $13,441 in 2020. But the odds of making it up here also decreased substantially from having to beat 99.2% of the company in 2020 to now having to beat 99.4%. As an hourly wage before expenses, that's $8.42 per hour, making this the first rank with a median income that would be legal in some parts of the United States. That said, after doing our hater math, that pulls it down to $15,119. Or wait, what? $7.27 an hour? Even after the absolute minimum expenses, it's still a rate that would be legal in some areas of the United States. Wow, incredible. So to find a rank where the median income is higher than the federal minimum wage, you would need to zero in on the top 0.6% of the company before the median goes that high. Find a mortgage or rent payment that's $400 or less a month, and you're gonna be living large. But don't worry about a car payment, because there's no fucking way you'll ever be approved for a car loan or a lease with Monat as your employer. Well, thank God. Because if you can get someone to co-sign for you on a lease in your name that will continue to be due even if you lose your rank, at this next rank, you can become a market mentor and receive a monthly bonus that Monat will pay toward that lease as long as you keep your rank, or else it will be, as we say here on Mac Attack, like The Exorcist 2, a repossessed. It's a little bit confusing though, because the distributors often say that the Cadillac rank is halfway up the company. Sure, in terms of how many rank levels there are, but that doesn't really tell you the whole story, which is that to get to that rank, you have to do better than 99.7% of the company. For every 1,000 distributors, you have to do better than all but 3 to reach this rank, which is held by just 0.22% of the company. That is 2 in 1,000. So what do you get at this incredible exclusive rank? Well, you get a median income annually of $43,885 or $21.10 per hour, which is definitely interesting to contrast with the behavior of the distributors at this rank in terms of how they present themselves versus their below median income in terms of the national average for people stupid enough to work 9-to-5s. Also, the fact that that level of income is 99.7 percentile. Okay. If you manage to do better than 99.91% of the company, you can rank up to managing market mentor, which is 0.06% of the company. That's 6 in 10,000 distributors that are at this rank. And at these levels, it does start to get kind of gross. The median annual income for this rank, which I remind you is only for the top 0.09% of the company, is $88,001. Now you can start to see how we're on the other side of the wealth transfer being extracted from that bottom 97% that is losing hundreds to thousands of dollars every year. It gets more disgusting with the associate executive director rank, which is above 99.97% of the company and represents just 0.02% of distributors, or 2 in 10,000. Up here, you get a median of $152,703 or $73.41 an hour, or $1.22 a minute, up 23% from 2020's $124,217. All of this is coming out of that lopsided 97%. Then ranking up above 99.9% of the company is executive director, which is 1 in 10,000 or 0.01% of the company. Although that percentage is probably less, it's just that's as low as they go with it. an annual median of $381,898 in loot extracted from the bottom two ranks is allocated to this rank's members. That's $183 an hour or $3 a minute, and it is up 44% from 2020. The top rank is the senior executive director, taking home a median of $1,106,283 of the spoils extracted from the bottom two ranks and constituting less than 0.01% of the company. That's $531.87 an hour or $8.87 a minute. That's why it's important to point out that when Monat makes the claim that 50% of their revenue is paid back in commissions and bonuses and shit, that doesn't mean 50% of your sales and purchases is going to be paid to you. That's not what they mean. It's not per person, it's overall. Since they give the percentage of people in each rank, and they also give the mean income as well as the median, you can work out how much money total goes to each rank. Here's a donut chart I made of that. You can see that just under half the money is paid to the ranks that are from market mentor up to the top, which is total is 0.3% of the company, which sure, it is probably how the overall flow of the economy breaks down, but at least I'm not losing money because in the legitimate economy, value's being created as opposed to multi-level marketing, which doesn't create value. It just siphons money out of the legitimate economy because the product's not worth anything and it just shuffles that money around. Doesn't do anything. So that's pretty gross, especially with the rhetoric they give about, it lifts everybody up. Well, that was certainly very compelling. With numbers like that, I wonder why Monat doesn't show this income disclosure more often. It's so weird that they tuck it away at a small, unremarkable little link on their website. It's almost like they don't want people to see it because it's just more important that it feels like you're making money, right? I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye! Oh, this is probably gonna be the last video shot at this apartment because I just started the process of moving, and then I knew that I was gonna try to get this video recorded at some point before I moved all the stuff in this area out. So yeah, this is the last video on this little setup. Oh man.